Hello and welcome to a demonstration on endpoint security. So you've been diligent in protecting your company's digital assets, right? You install brand name antivirus on all of the endpoints. You put down a next generation firewall at the perimeter, and you're patching regularly. You should be safe, right? Not really, no. Modern malware gets past these defenses quite easily. Let me show you how and what you can do about it. Traditional defense focuses on the perimeter, on firewalls, on intrusion detection systems. But as an example, the endpoint can be attacked from inside via, say, a USB stick. So here's a scenario. A user brings an infected USB stick into the company. They don't know that it's infected. They plug it into their workstation, and they're trying to open an apparently innocent file, a PDF. In fact, it's a receipt from Amazon. And because it's PDF, it should be safe, right? So they double click the attachment and apparently nothing happens. In fact, it was never a PDF. It was actually malware, a silent exe. That is, it didn't have any UI. Wouldn't it be blocked by the brand name antivirus though, if it was unsafe? Let's take a look. So here I just plugged in this USB drive. It's called F:, into the system. And I'm going to look and find my Amazon receipt.pdf. And so as a user, I've just plugged in what I think is a safe USB, and there's only one thing on it, and I'm going to try to open it. So I double click this, and while the PDF in fact doesn't open, and in fact nothing seems to happen, so I kind of lose interest in this, and I go back to doing what I think I was doing. So you see, nothing seemed to happen. The screen sort of shivered a little bit, but nothing seemed to happen. Let's see what in fact happened behind the scenes. So we double clicked what looks like an Amazon receipt PDF, and apparently nothing happened. But what did actually happen behind the scenes? Now this desktop happens to have the event tracker sensor on it, which is detecting for this type of endpoint problem. And let's see what it found. Here I am in the event tracker console. But first of all, event tracker detected the insertion of that USB. This got mapped to F:. But things get worse. A few seconds later, event tracker said, oh, you have the screensaver.exe, and it appears to have tried to connect to this IP address on the outside. Right? And this IP address being of poor reputation according to event tracker, this connection was in fact terminated. Scan seconds later, the executable was terminated as well, and this is the one ending in 7A0. Well, what was that IP address? We saw that it was ending in 149. Well, IBM XFE, a well-known threat intelligence platform, says that this is a spam sender with a risk score of 10, which is as evil gets, and it's been engaging in this as recently as September of 2017. VirusTotal says that that particular exe ending in 7A0 is detected as malware by 27 out of the 53 scan engines they run. But some of them don't. So for instance, not picking on anybody, if you had Kaspersky or Microsoft or Symantec, these are well-known brand name antiviruses, so is Trend Micro, well, they would allow this exe to run. So if this company happened to have one of these antiviruses installed, then this exe skips right past it. So it turns out the event tracker sensor did in fact catch this exe, even though those brand name antiviruses missed it. And then it took action by shutting down both the connection it had made to that bad IP address as well as the executable itself. But as an administrator, you've probably got hundreds of desktops under your control. How would you even know that the event tracker sensor did something like that? Well, email is generated, and in this case you can see the one that was sent out in the beginning. The first one says that we have a media insert alert. That is, this was the insertion of the USB and the mapping to F drive, if you recall. The next alert that we got from event tracker said that the bad IP address, a connection was made, and it was terminated. So you see this IP address ending in .149 is identified as is that screensaver.exe. And last but not the least, the executable itself was terminated. Here's the alert email that tells you that this particular screensaver has been terminated. And so to wrap this up, traditional signature-based defenses are easily overcome by modern malware, as you saw. A USB insert from the inside is not something that perimeter-focused defenses can really help you against, and this is really one example of many. what the Event Tracker solution provides is a critical safety net against the current threat landscape. You saw detection and response in real time with notification via email and of course an easy to use dashboard. Thank you for your attention and wishing you all the best in security.